Today I am going to recreate this blouse which I saw on Pinterest a few months back, and I've always wanted to do this but was not getting enough time. This video will show you the process that I followed to make this blouse. For this, I first selected the sari that I wanted the blouse with, and this is a very old sari of mine. It has got nice Mukesh work, as you can see. It's from my college days, and then I started working on the sketch. Okay, so this is the blouse pattern. It is kind of inspired by the blouse that you just saw, but I've added a kind of belt in the waist, and the center panel would be plain and the side panel and the belt would be of brocade. So that is what I have decided. Then I made the pattern for the blouse using my measurements, and these patterns I teach in my workshop. The 5-day workshop includes this pattern, and then once the pattern was done, I transferred the entire pattern on the fabric. So that took a little bit of time because you have to know how to transfer it on the fabric. So all these things I definitely do cover in my course. So I transferred the front center panel, the front side panel, the back panel, and once that was done, I started the stitching process. So while stitching, as you see, as you can see here, I always use pearl pins, and that makes it very easy, and the chances of mistakes are also less. So because this was a very thin fabric, I also added lining to the blouse. So the first thing that I did was I attached the lining with all the individual pieces. So I had cut the individual pieces, the main piece and the lining obviously, and I attached the lining to all the main pieces, and while stitching, as you can see, I went on removing the pearl pins. So by attaching the pearl pins, everything remains in place and things actually get done much quicker. I attached the individual pieces, then the individual pieces together like this. In this you can see that I am attaching the center panel with the side panel of the princess line. I have tucked it up with the pearl pins to make it easy, and I stitched up all the individual pieces together. After stitching the individual pieces, so this is how the one side of the panel looked, one side of the princess line looked, the center panel and the side panel. I joined all the individual pieces which I have not showed in this video, and then I finished the waist. For that I did hand sewing, and I attached the panel patti, as you can say, and I finished the waist to give it a nice clean look. Then I started the process for the belt. Okay, so I had a nice dory. So in the dory I added a small tassel of brocade itself, and then added the dory to the belt. And because everything is stitched on the wrong side, I just turned it inside out, so the right side was out, and then finally I stitched the belt with the main blouse piece. I finished up the blouse with a side zip because I didn't want any kind of closure in front or on the back side. I added a nice concealed zip on the side. Finally, this is how it looked, and I took a selfie in this, and I also shot a small video so that you just get to see how the entire blouse actually looked with the sari. So it was like an overhaul for the old sari. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, and let me also tell you that as mentioned a few times in the video itself, the patterns are developed by me. I have a crash course. It is only 120 rupees, and where you can learn fashion designing in just 5 days. The basics you will get to learn there, and the link is there in the description box. If you want to be a fashion designer, and if you feel like you have the potential to be a fashion designer, or you have the desire to be a fashion designer, then do sign up for the course. That's all for today. I'll see you in the next video with another project of mine. Bye bye.